Hey, what's up, hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kayla, and today we're breaking down twee fashion. Hey guys, hello, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Like I said, my name is Kayla, and today we're going to be talking about twee fashion. The fashion that was super popular in 2010 and is cycling back around. But twee fashion was actually established well before the 2010s. So I'm going to offer you guys a brief history of the twee aesthetic, and then we can talk about how it sort of devolved into what it is today. If you guys want a more in-depth sort of breakdown, I actually just ordered a book on twee fashion from thriftbooks.com. So yeah, I mean, I've always kind of wanted to do some type of more researchy pieces. I did some research yesterday on twee fashion, and I was really excited to do some of that. So if you guys want a more in-depth aesthetic breakdown, let me know down below. I don't normally do like fashion commentaries, but I do, I have in the past like sort of shared a little bit about certain aesthetics and sort of their creation, beginnings, political meanings, and importance before in videos. So again, if you guys want a more in-depth breakdown on twee fashion and what it is, let me know down below. And then after I share with you a brief breakdown of the aesthetic, I have put together some outfits. I have 3 outfits that would match the 1980s version of this aesthetic, and then 3 outfits that would match the more contemporary, modern day version of this aesthetic. Before we jump into the video though, don't forget to pause and go down below and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, and I'll let you know when I upload new videos. This is every single Wednesday. I upload fashion related content every single week. Generally, I do a lot of styling videos and thrifting videos, which I'm dying to go thrifting. I just haven't had a chance to. So hopefully soon I'll be going thrifting. Alright, now anyway, this video is probably going to be so long because 6 outfits, so let's just jump right on in. Okay, so a brief history of twee fashion. I have my notes here on my computer. I wrote like a little script, so I'm gonna be looking over here because I don't want to get anything wrong. But basically, so twee fashion first appeared in the British slang lexicon in the early 20th century. It is the baby mispronunciation of the word sweet, and the term was initially used as a pejorative term for those who dress in excessively delicate, dainty, feminine, or cute types of fashion. Then in the 1980s, the term was sort of reclaimed by the indie, DIY, British pop / pop punk genres of music, and an entire social and political movement was sort of born. The movement was deeply rooted in socialist and feminist ideology, and certain record labels such as Sarah Records, which is arguably one of the most influential and politically outspoken record labels during this time period, were very much rebelling against Margaret Thatcher, who was recently elected as the Prime Minister of Britain, and who was what they would call today a Tory, or a, like in America, a Republican or conservative. Now, in my research, I found that not all record labels that were a part of the sort of indie, DIY, pop punk / pop movement were politically outspoken. Plenty of them were apolitical. They didn't really get involved, but record labels like Sarah Records, for example, were quite clear that they believed that music should be political. Since it already kind of was. I mean, this was born in the 1980s, and if you think about it, I mean, in the 60s and 70s, music was already becoming quite experimental and political. People like Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, the Grateful Dead, they had political messages in their music already, and so Sarah Records kind of was just playing on that, which I think actually makes sense as well, because twee fashion, which was also very much a part of this movement, did sort of draw influence from 1960s styles. Also, these record labels were very like committed to the cause. Sarah Records was one company that refused, for example, to print albums on larger discs because they knew they were more expensive and therefore less accessible to the wider variety of people, and they felt that music should be widely accessible and shouldn't be capitalized upon. They were very much fighting against capitalism and very much fighting towards a more socialist world that in their view was quite equitable for all people. Now, when I was doing my research, I found a wide range of styles, and a lot of it honestly didn't really remind me of what the 2010s version of twee fashion is, but I did some more digging and I found that while some of these bands definitely dug into the more punk, sort of pop punk realm in terms of fashion, with like checkered prints and blacks and whites and stripes and flannels. A lot of the things you would see in our contemporary pop punk movements, like, or even in the 2010s with Avril Lavigne or Paramore, you would see in the 1980s. However, a lot of these bands are also very much living for those bright poppy colors that this aesthetic is well known for. And generally speaking, the aesthetic was quite youthful, bright, colorful, and feminine. According to Tribune magazine, quote, "These indie pop/pop punk bands shared some of the nostalgic, almost cloying aesthetics associated with the modern conception of twee, bright colors, whimsical lyrics, a feminine 1960s inspired style." Further, The Atlantic says, quote, "Twee's core values include a healthy suspicion of adulthood, a steadfast focus of essential goodness, the cultivation of passion projects, and the utter dispense of the cool as it's conventionally known, often in favor of the kind of fetishization of the nerd, the geek, the dork, or the virgin." Contemporary examples of the sort of twee fashion can be seen in Zooey Deschanel, or even her character Jess in New Girl. Taylor Swift even indulged in this a little bit, and I think Blair Waldorf in the early seasons of Gossip Girl kind of fit this aesthetic as well. Wes Anderson films are also listed on Aesthetics Wiki as an example of twee fashion. He definitely utilizes those, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Wes Anderson anything, you definitely should. I say start with Moonrise Kingdom, which is like kind of cottagecore-ish. It's very good. It's on streaming, I think. This aesthetic definitely, like I said, had its sort of waves where there's the more grungy pieces, which I'll be doing 2 outfits that are more sort of feminine in silhouette, but the color palettes are not quite as bright. They're black and whites and little pops of color here and there, but I'm gonna go for a little bit more on the grunge pop punk side. And then the rest of the outfits are gonna be those bright stereotypical outfits that you would expect out of the twee movement. I'm going to do 3 80s outfits and 3 from the 2010s. This movement very much like resurged in the 2010s, and is now coming back again, which I actually find quite poignant considering the political roots, the radical political roots behind this movement. We live in a time right now where a lot of people are calling for socialism and changes in our political structures. This movement was also really heavily founded on feminism, which there's a whole nother wave of feminism that we're right in the middle of. So it does feel quite poignant that these types of things are back in fashion, back in vogue, if that makes sense. And this sort of fashion movement is as well. And even though the political roots sort of died off as the aesthetic continued on or came back around, and it in fact did become the antithesis of what it wanted to be. It did become quite capitalized, and it is again coming back around, and its initial ideals are also sort of becoming more popularized. So that's a really brief history of the twee fashion movement and sort of just the twee movement in general. I hope you guys found this helpful. Now let's jump right into the outfits. Okay, for the first twee outfit of the 1980s, we have this look here, which I'm obsessed with. This is maybe my new favorite outfit. I will be wearing this on a regular basis. I actually pulled a bunch of reference photos and based my outfits around those reference photos. So this is based on a picture from the 80s of a group of women just chilling, hanging out together. Now, she does have different shoes on, but unfortunately, I don't have Mary Jane's or any sort of shoe besides these ones that really work for this aesthetic, so I'll just be wearing these shoes for all of my 1980s outfits. Mary Jane's were basically like the shoe of the twee movement. But anyway, so I do have these loafers on. They're from Target originally. They're quite old and very broken. I need to get a new pair. I would love to get a pair of like the penny loafers that everyone's grandma had. Moving up, I have on this black dress. I actually thrifted this from the Goodwill. It did have sleeves. I cut the sleeves off. I just like the dress without them more. And with this flannel underneath it, I just feel like it looks so great. So this flannel is also from the Goodwill. This is like a men's 2XL and it just is honestly perfect. It's like that nice oversized fit in the arms. And it's surprisingly not bulky underneath the dress. So I have on this little flannel underneath. Flannels and plaids, again, super popular within the aesthetic. And then in the reference photo, the woman was wearing a big chunky circle belt, and I just happened to have this one. It's super low quality, and I honestly, for the life of me, cannot remember where it's from. But these are, I've seen these at the thrift store and could probably find them if this is like an outfit you're looking to go for. So yeah, this is the first look. It's super cute. I love it so freaking much. And this is like an example of what Twee would have looked like in the 1980s. Again, one of my new favorite outfits. Will be wearing this on repeat. Okay, this next outfit is also super cute. And I think this one might feel a little bit closer to what the 2010s version of the aesthetic looks like. It's definitely playing with like that circle skirt, the short circle skirt situation, the collared top, the beret. So there's definitely some elements to this that you can definitely see have carried over into the 2010s. But still, I think this is feeling a bit more grunge. This to me feels kind of a little bit like Gossip Girl school uniform. And I honestly think it's really cute. So again, I have on those fuzzy loafers from Target. Then I have on this little circle skirt. It actually has suspenders on it, which I do think probably would work for the aesthetic, but based on the reference picture that I used, she didn't have like a suspender set on her skirt, so I'm just not gonna include that in mine. But she does have a little circle skirt on. Hers is plaid, which I think would scream even more Gossip Girl school uniform, but this is just the one I have, and I think this would work out totally fine as well. This is from Boohoo. I got it maybe 6 years ago, very long time ago now. Moving up, I have on this, it's just a white vintage button-up collared shirt. My friend at Sunray Dolls over on Instagram actually mailed this to me. She's such a sweetheart. You guys should definitely check out her Instagram. She makes some incredible stuff. She's a very talented sewer. 10 out of 10 recommend. Also an incredible sense of style. So if you're looking for some plus size fashion inspiration, definitely check her out. But yeah, she sent me this shirt because she was cleaning out her closet and she didn't want it anymore. So this I think works super well. I was actually looking for my plain top. It has no like embellishments on it, but I couldn't find it. So I went for this one. Then I threw on this black tie. It's from my dad's closet. It's the same one I borrow all the time. If you guys have been around, you would probably have seen this tie and the skirt in the past. So yeah, I just borrowed my dad's black tie. And then I threw on this little beret. Again, in the reference picture, her beret is plaid and it is the same color and print as her skirt. But I went for this little red one because one of the ladies is wearing like a red plaid set. So I thought that this would be really cool with that. Again, this feels like something I could easily see a pop punk band wearing contemporarily, like today. And also I just think it's cute, to be honest. Like, it's just a cute look. It's fun, it's flirty, it's funky, it's a little edgy. I think it's adorable, to be honest. And this is where you can kind of see like the sort of twee definition. Like, it's quite delicate, it's nice. I mean, it's pretty stark, dark colors, which feels a little bit contrary to the rest of it, but you know. Well done. Okay guys, so this is the third 1980s inspired outfit, and I must say, I'm obsessed. I did change my shoes out. So I have on my like flats here. I thrifted them at a Goodwill not too long ago. Really love them. Then I have on my black fleece line tights. Tights are super popular in this aesthetic, so I threw mine on. I put this skirt back on, this little skirt from Boohoo. This shape of skirt, super popular. I actually only own 3 of them, and you'll see the other 2 later. Then the big Peter Pan collar, super popular then, and these became super popular maybe 2 years ago, like the beginning of the pandemic, in contemporary times, because cottagecore. So I have this one, is from ModCloth. Then I have on this cardigan that I thrifted. It's a nice lavender one. It's a bit oversized, playing with those bright, fun colors. And then I threw on this headband because there was one photo I saw where one of the ladies was wearing like a skinny headband. It wasn't black and white, so I couldn't figure out what color, but I went with this pink one. So I thought that was fun. And I also threw on this half chain, half pearl necklace. Pearls seem to be a really popular motif within this aesthetic, so I put this one on. And this is from Kalani Accessories, which is one of my favorite small businesses, one of my favorite jewelry businesses, so you guys should definitely check her out. I'll leave it linked down below. But yeah, this outfit pretty much is spot on for the inspo picture. And honestly, let me know what you think, but to me, this gives me cottagecore meets soft girl vibes. Like, if those two aesthetics collided, this is what you would get. And this is definitely an outfit I'm going to be wearing for a long time to come. super cute, really simple, and kind of feels contemporary in the sense that like this type of fashion is coming back around, and some of these pieces have been around for a long time. So I really love it. Let's move on to the 2010s. Okay, moving swiftly into the 2010s. For this outfit, I do have on these Mary Janes actually. I do own a pair, but they just wouldn't have worked for the other ones. These are some heeled ones that I thrifted on Poshmark. They're a little bit uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie, but they're really cute. And they have like these little dark brown stripes on them, and they're a sort of tannish brown color. I'm just gonna wear these for all of the outfits, even though I would probably go for a different shoe if I had them, but these are just like the only Mary Jane like shoes I own. So I'm just gonna go for these next few outfits. But again, I have these on, thrifted them on Poshmark. Moving up, I have on some black tights, the same ones from before. I also have on this purple-ish magenta colored dress. I got this at Target when I did outfits for Studio Ghibli movies, and so I feel like this works perfectly for this aesthetic. It's one of those really bright poppy colors that you really did see often in this aesthetic. I paired with it this little like detachable collar. I've heard people call them dickies. Is that what they're called? I kind of hate that, so I'm just going to continue on with detachable collars. This one I just got on Amazon. And then I have this green cardigan. This is from the Olive Branch, which is a boutique slash thrift store. So they have like boutique items, and then they have a small selection of thrifted items as well. I bought this when it was Average Hippie Co, and it was a thrift store, and that was it. But now it is both. And yeah, I got this there. This I think was originally from Target. And I thought like it was nice to do a sort of color blocking moment where I'm pairing like contrasting colors that also play really well together. This is a really big part of the aesthetic in the 2010s, is a lot of color blocking, which you'll see in the upcoming outfits as well. And it's like, again, bright, fun, poppy colors that you would pair with one another. And again, for my hair, I put in a top knot. This was like the most popular hairstyle. Also bangs. Bangs were so popular. This aesthetic, like the straight across the forehead bangs. And even in the 1980s, bangs were super popular for this aesthetic as well. I don't want bangs, but yeah. So this is this look. I think it's honestly, again, really cute. This also feels super professional, very preppy. I could easily wear this to work and I would just look fun, blogger girl. Yeah, and I feel like I live in the 2010s at the moment. Like, this is giving me 2010s vibes. Guys, what the frick? This is so cute. I think I might have found a new aesthetic to add to my repertoire. I love this. This is like the bottom half of this outfit is giving me Blair Waldorf, but Dorota forgot to iron her skirt. The top half, not so much. I don't see Blair wearing like a sweater like this, but this does really sort of fit the aesthetic really well. And oh my gosh, I love this outfit. This is just so cute and very cozy feeling. Okay, so let's actually talk about this outfit now. Same shoes as before, these like little Mary Janes that I thrifted on Poshmark. Then I have on these bright mustardy yellow, maybe just yellow tights. They're so cute. Colorful tights immediately make me think of Blair Waldorf. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, that's the first thing I think of when I think of colored tights. I actually ordered these online on Amazon. They were really inexpensive, and I ordered another pair that I'm going to show you guys in the next outfit as well. They're really comfortable, and they fit really, really well, true to size. So definitely if you're looking for some tights, I'm going to link these ones in the description box down below. Moving up, I have on this orange little linen skirt. I actually made this skirt, so unfortunately you cannot buy one. But, you know, or like circle skirts exist in the sphere. You can find them everywhere. Circle skirts were probably one of the biggest silhouettes from this aesthetic time period, so I went for this little orange one that I made. I felt the orange and yellow really complemented each other super well, so that is why I went with them. We're playing with warm tones in this outfit. Moving up, I have on this gray Peter Pan color sweatshirt. The sweatshirt is built in. It is on the sweatshirt, cannot come off. It is just this really nice light heathered gray, which I really love. And this is from H&M from a few years ago, and it's really, really comfortable. So yeah, anyway, this is this next outfit, which I think is so cute. And again, playing with those really bright poppy colors and like the big oversized collars. I kept my hair the same because honestly, I didn't know what else to do with it. So either it'll look like this in the next outfit or it won't, we'll see. But yeah, speaking of the next outfit, let's move on to that. Okay, here's the final outfit, you guys, and I have to tell you, hats like this just make me feel like a mime, or like I'm living in Fall Out Boy in like the early, I don't know why, did Patrick Stump wear hats like this? I feel like he did. Love Fall Out Boy. Went and saw them in concert, one of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life, but also I don't like these hats on me. I used to wear this hat all the time. Like, I'm a big hat person. I have a lot of hats, but I don't know, man. There's something about this I just don't like anymore. But yeah, this hat did work with the aesthetic. I think this outfit's cute. It's definitely not my favorite of the bunch. But anyway, let's walk through it. I'm gonna take this hat off. I feel like it's way cuter without the hat. I don't know. All right, same shoes. Bada bing, bada boom. Then I have on green tights, so the same as the yellow one, just in green. Got them from Amazon, ordered them at the same time. Fit really well. I love this color. I think it's really fun, really interesting. I showed my mom the other outfit and she was really thrown off by the colored tights. I think she's not used to it. I actually think they're quite fun. It's like a nice, interesting, very like bubbly, quirky type of way to style an outfit, I feel, which is very twee. Then I have on this yellow skirt. Green and yellow go so well together, so I put on this little yellow skirt. I got this on ThredUp when I did the Queen's Gambit video. Probably 2 years ago now, and it is originally from ModCloth, which I'm a big fan of. Then moving up, I have on this white sweater vest. Actually, my older brother Michael actually picked this out when we did the My Brother Thrifts My Outfits video, and he picked this out for me. So it's just like a nice basic white sweater vest. It goes super well with a lot of different outfits. And then with it, I just put on this little detachable collar. This is one of those like big bow tie front ones. Polka dots and florals seemed really popular in the 2010s version of this aesthetic. This is from Magnus Clothing Company. I will leave it linked down below, or I'll leave this store down below. I don't know if she still has this exact color. I imagine she probably would, but I can't confirm. And then with it, I put on this little cardigan. Cardigans were huge within the aesthetic either time during like the 1980s and also during the 2010s. And I went for this maroonish colored one. I honestly wasn't sure which cardigan I wanted to do. I tried on 4 different cardigans and landed with this one. I thought about adding on the green one that I wore previously to sort of tie in the tights, but I actually felt like it was kind of fun to have like a very color blocked outfit. So I did go for this maroon one instead. This is vintage. I thrifted it at a Goodwill and it's super cute. It's missing a button, but I never button it up anyway, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, this is this little look here. And I think it's really cute. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you want to see more fashion related content like this one, where we explore different aesthetics, or where I go thrifting, where I style outfits for your favorite activities or certain upcoming holidays. I do any kind of fashion thing you can really think of, to be honest. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this aesthetic. Do we love the twee aesthetic? Do you prefer the 1980s version, or do you prefer the 2010s version that's having a resurgence at the moment? And I want to know your thoughts. Do you want to know more about this aesthetic? Do you want me to do a deep dive? I'd love to know. But anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know all the thoughts in the comments. And I guess that's all I have for you. So don't forget, it costs absolutely nothing to be kind. So be kind to yourself and others. And I'll see you next week. Bye.